In this screencast, you're going to have a look at creating a quiz for your students using Google Forms. From the screen in front of you, you can see that I've just gone to google.co.uk and I'm going to scroll across to the sign in button, which is in the top right hand corner. It should recognise me when I start typing. I've been here before, and I need to put my password in. So the first thing to note is that it recognises me here. It's got my email address, and the next thing to look at is this black bar which gives you access to all the Google tools. So I'm going to go to Google Drive, which is my storage area, and you should see that I've got quite a lot stored in there already. But we want to go to Forms, so we're going to click on Create and then Form. We need to give it a name. Sorry, I'm not being very creative. You should name yours with more purpose. And I'm going to just choose this default setting. And if I scroll down, I can click on OK. So here you're looking at my test. I'm going to take you straight away to the top of the form, because I think this is really important, the form settings. Anytime you're asking for people to log on to view the form, you're creating a barrier. So when you first start using it, I just suggest you take all those ticks off, so that when you send out the form, anyone can access it. The next thing you can see is my title. I can edit that by clicking into it, and I can add a description. Something like "this form should take you 10 minutes to complete" would be sufficient. And you have tools along this side, which are the edit, duplicate if you've got similar questions, or delete. Question title is where you write your first question. So here's what I'm putting. Just be careful to make sure you put your capitals in and punctuate it correctly. Help text is where you would put a hint or some information like there is only one correct answer to this question. Question type. Text is 1 or 2 words. Paragraph text is, as it suggests, 1 or 2 sentences. Multiple choice, where you have a selection of answers and they choose one correct answer. Checkbox is similar, but there's more than one correct answer. Choose from a list is similar to multiple choice. There's only one answer, but it's a drop-down list. Scale is a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Choose where you rate this. And grid is where you have multiples of the scale. In this case, I'm going to choose text for this one. And I'm going to say it's a required question, which means they have to answer it, they can't skip it. When I've done that, I click Done. That's my first question done. I can now go to Add Item and add a second question. This time I'm going to do checkboxes because there's more than one correct answer. And I'll scroll down a little. So option 1 will be red. Option 2, green, which is obviously they're both right, and then blue and pink. I scroll down a little bit more again. Again, I want it to be a required question, and I click on Done. So just notice I've chosen to start all mine with capitals here. It doesn't matter which you choose, just be consistent. So this is my finished quiz, or my finished questionnaire. I'm just going to do 2 questions in this one. And I now want to see what it looks like for a user. So I go to the top here and click on View Live Form. So this is what my students will see. So as a teacher, you need to know how to copy this address and send it in an email or link it to somewhere that your students are going to access it from. And the students are going to answer the questions and click on Submit. So I'm going to put the right answers in, just because this is going to be the top line of my mark sheet. So I'm completing it as a student would now. So I fill in the questions and click on Submit, and it says your response has been recorded. I'm just going to shut that window down now and return to my form. and you can see I've got a response. When you see the next sheet, you're going to see that I've added more to it, just so that you can see how it collects the data. I'll be back in a second. So I just added a few responses. Now we have to tell it where they go. So I'm back in my form. I choose response destination, and it says, it gives it the same name but with the word responses in brackets, and I say create, and then it should link them together. And eventually this should say view responses. So let's go and have a look at what it's done. I'll click on view responses, and you can now see that I answered it first as the teacher. So this top line is my marking guide. I answered the correct answers, so I can quickly see whether my students have submitted the correct answers below.